So it's cool that tractors go by right when I want to talk to you.
What?
Huh?
I'm sorry, what?
Wait, so it's so cool. We're outside of Tulane Stadium, and I just broke the news, I guess, that I'm pretty excited to share with some dear friends that I was selected as one of 5 businesses out of 10,000 across the country to represent Goldman Sachs 10,000 Small Businesses Program with Vanity Fair for an Entrepreneurs Conference in San Francisco next week. So I was just sharing with some friends. I'm like, that's pretty cool, right? But it's neat how it all comes together. I mean, I've always wanted to be an ambassador for New Orleans, and I've found the opportunity to do it with my dad's jambalaya recipe and my mama's gumbo recipe. How about that? Excited to bring it to more people across the world.
So you're going to San Francisco next week. You're one of how many people?
One of 5.
One of 5.
One of 5 alumni through the Goldman Sachs 10,000 Small Businesses Program. But at the conference, last year Mark Zuckerberg was a speaker. This year we've got Conan O'Brien, Sarah Jessica Parker, people from Disney, Uber, all of Silicon Valley, Priscilla Chan. We joined her, Dina Powell from Goldman. And I get to be on a panel, a luncheon panel, to talk about my experience of being the jambalaya girl, why I'm standing out here at Tulane Stadium with fork earrings on, because what I'm doing here is just the start too. I'm on to so many other things for bringing my brand, bringing my recipes worldwide. So it starts here. This is home base, and this is just a natural evolution to start getting into cool things like this. And San Francisco is such an international host and such some big names to be with to bring it even further. Pretty pumped.
You have a question, Nina?
Oh, I'm just so proud of you.
Thank you. Thank
I
you.
know how hard you work, and just to see it all coming to fruition now, especially with what you want to do, it's just right here, right here.
Thank you. I mean, it's natural. I mean, this goes back to my days when I used to be a costume character in Jazzland. I don't know if you knew that about me. I used to work for the Superdome. I was always a spokesperson. I always loved representing something that I love. And now I get to do it with my own brand, and it's just natural that it's Jambalaya Girl now too.
So how did you get to that point where you decided, I'm going to put Jambalaya Girl, rice in the market?
So the story goes, the whole reason I got this to be, it started as Cook Me Something Mister, and that was after Katrina, traveling with my dad. We had lost everything and we wanted to do something to help. So we had this cast iron pot that didn't flood, so we cooked his recipe and started to serve it for donations back to New Orleans. People loved it. I went to Tennessee, Louisville, Kentucky, all over Auburn, and raised $100,000.
Nice.
Serving jambalaya.
Nice.
And that's when I knew. I was like, this is the track. This is one way that I can connect with people and promote New Orleans in my own way. It took me a few years to get it together into the rice mix. Started to just Cook Me Something Mister. Sold it here locally, but then nobody knew the name Cook Me Something Mister outside of the Gulf Coast area. One lady came up to me in Atlanta and said, "Cook me something, Mister." I get it. My husband's gonna cook that for me. but no. I realized as it evolved that it's been me. I'm grateful that I have the opportunity I do with my family, with our recipes, with Magic Seasoning Blends, making our products.
Yes.
But the story connecting to the recipes is where I found my niche. And yeah, I am loving this.
And you have to say this is a total Louisiana product, rice with seasonings, magic seasonings, and Chef Paul Prud'homme. Such a mention to all of us.
I mean, not only, Chef Paul Prud'homme really gave me a huge opportunity, and the fact that I got to work with him before he passed. But there's so many other chefs. A chef that some will know, George Root, really helped us put this together.
He's amazing.
You know George?
Yeah. I do.
Love that man. And then, through the years, Frank Brightson has guided me in some ways. And back when I was selling produce, trying to figure out this food business, so many others that I can mention who helped me along the way. But I grew up around the culinary industry. My dad was with Tommy at Drago's gave his first grill to do the charcoal oysters. He made the cookers for Chef Paul. He made the cookers for the Crawfish Monica crew. And I was surrounded by greatness, and I loved being in that industry. Went on to get a degree in journalism, but now I'm back in the food. So it really came together. And it's such a natural fit for who I am, who I've become, and who I want to be, and what I want to do. And now I'm taking it to San Francisco. Who knows where next? Thank you. Thank you.
So next week, Jambalaya Girl, one more time. What are you doing?
Next week, Jambalaya Girl will be on a panel at the Vanity Fair Summit in San Francisco, along with some of the top entrepreneurs and faces of media and business in the country. And I'll be there to represent Goldman Sachs 10,000 small businesses. Grateful for that opportunity to share my story with the rest of the world.